Hey you! All right, so when it comes to haircuts, trends are always coming and going, but there are a few specific styles that look good decades after they were first popularized. And my first pick on this list is a prime example, the Pompadour. Short on the back and sides while long and swooped over on the top, this particular do comes in a variety of different interpretations. But my personal favorite is what's known as the modern Pompadour. So this is a look that is a bit messier than the traditional version. Rather than being styled up and to the back, the modern Pompadour sees all of your hair kind of just styled upwards, which adds considerable length to your face. So this makes it an ideal haircut for guys with square or oval shaped faces and thicker hair types, and it also works great for accentuating a strong jaw. Now, achieving a perfect pomp takes practice with a comb and a hairdryer, but trust me, it'll be worth it, and I'd always recommend going for a water-based pomade for styling, as oil-based products can be a nightmare to wash off. Also, don't be afraid of using a little bit of hairspray to lock it all in place. Now, this next one doesn't really have a name, as it's less a specific hairstyle and more of a vibe. So it goes without saying that us women just love a guy with natural, messy, curly, or wavy hair. But you never want to go too messy to the point that your hair looks unruly, unkempt, or unwashed. So one of my personal favorite men's haircuts actually has to be the curly or wavy natural look that's just a little bit shorter on the sides to allow for a cleaner look. Now, though it gets a bit of a bad rep when it comes to styling, curly or super wavy hair has a natural volume and texture that can be just so damn sexy if rocked correctly. Keeping it shorter on the sides not only frames the face, but it also adds a greater feeling of volume to your overall appearance, and just how short you go on the sides is entirely up to you. You could always go for a classic taper that's just a bit shorter than what you've got on top, or you could even go for something like a gradual fade, where the tightness of which will add some balance to the volume on top. So this next men's hairstyle that women love is one that's become pretty popular in recent years. Now, you may lift, but you even flow, bro. It's the bro flow. So unlike the sleek and polished look of the Pompadour, the bro flow has a relaxed and rugged vibe and traditionally features waves that curl back off of the face and neck in a backward flowing motion. So favored by Hollywood actors such as Bradley Cooper and Chris Hemsworth, it's laid back but not lazy, and it has become an increasingly popular hairstyle beloved by surfers, hipsters, hockey players, and everyone in between. Obviously, the bro flow is perfect for naturally wavy hair, but it can be achieved with straight hair too, and it also looks great with curlier locks, provided you keep things shorter on the sides. Now, product is key, and I recommend investing in a good quality hair cream while you wait for your hair to grow out the required 3 to 6 inches, but trust me, it'll be worth the wait. My next choice goes by many different names, including the businessman and the professional cut, and is the preferred style of so many different men's style icons, including Ryan Gosling and Don Draper. So if you know what my husband looks like, then you probably saw this one coming. It's the side part. Short, neat, and easy to maintain. The side part is that classic swept over look that's basically like the bomber jacket of haircuts. It's super timeless, super simple, and it looks great on pretty much every guy. Bet you thought I couldn't get a bomber jacket reference into a hairstyle video, didn't you? Perfect for workplaces with a more formal dress code, this particular hairstyle is actually surprisingly versatile, and you can wear it in a ton of different ways, depending on your specific hair type and stylistic preferences. I personally like to recommend going for a taper or fade on the sides, or a nice side swept effect. And if you want, you can even combine your side part with a pompadour for a look that's as stylish as it is timeless. And I'm definitely going to recommend investing in a good pomade or mousse to use when you're combing the hair back and to the sides. And once again, you can always go for a little bit of hairspray to keep the whole thing in place. Next up, we have a hairstyle that will honestly make women want to just run their hands across your head to really get a good feel. Interested? I thought so. So it's the classic crew cut. It's sexy, rugged, and super low maintenance. The crew cut is the perfect middle ground between shaving it all off and rocking a do that requires repeated styling on a daily basis. So many people actually often confuse it with the traditional buzz cut, but the main difference is that the crew cut keeps some of the visible length on the top of the head rather than just buzzing it all off. Now you can always go for a timeless and neat crew cut look, or if you want, you could always go for a shorter fade on the sides. Now this particular look has become so popular in recent years and has looked great on the likes of Ryan Reynolds, Zac Efron, Brad Pitt. I mean, you really could do a lot worse when it comes to men's style inspiration. That said, if me mentioning buzzing it all off earlier piqued your interest, then you could really do a lot worse like a mullet. The buzz cut, aka the shaved head, is a super masculine and minimal look that is most commonly associated with the army, which is kind of ironic as it's the one style that requires basically zero discipline to maintain. Now, I know a bunch of women who find it super sexy, especially when you combine it with some nice facial hair to balance it out. Now, if you happen to be balding or have a receding hairline, then going for a buzz cut is a move that you should definitely consider, as there's nothing less flattering than a bad comb over or a man in denial. A buzz cut ultimately draws less attention to your hairline, and shaving it all off can not only look great, but it can also be super liberating for guys who have been self-conscious for far too long. Now we have a look that just couldn't be further from a buzz cut: the long and wavy hairstyle. So less army man and more Aquaman, the long wavy hair look is something that you should definitely consider if you have the follicular fortitude. Basically, if you got it, flaunt it. There's just something about a guy with long wavy hair that says sexy free spirit, and it's a vibe that so many women just love. And one of the best things about longer hair is that there are so many different ways to wear it, depending on your face shape. There's the Chalamet shag look, the beach bum bedhead, and of course, the Momoa Casanova. Just remember that you should avoid the dirty ponytail look at all costs, as this is a look that can definitely make you look a bit on the homeless side. Long hair is a privilege, gentlemen, and should be treated with proper respect. Next up, we have a men's hairstyle first popularized in the 1950s, but trust me, it still looks as good today as it did back then: the quiff. Short on the sides with a lot of volume on top, its messy and relaxed aesthetic looks great on guys of all ages and face shapes. Now, you might be asking, what's the difference between a quiff and a pompadour? Great question. So though the two styles might look very similar, a pompadour is heavier and is brushed or combed in a backward direction. Now a quiff, on the other hand, is created by brushing the hair forward to create a vertical look at the top of the head. Also, pompadours tend to be tight and a bit shiny, while quiffs are usually a bit messier. And when choosing a style of quiff, you want to make sure that the length is dependent on your specific face shape. So basically, if you have a thin face, you want to go shorter, as once again, going too long on top can only make your face look longer and narrower. Like all of these looks, my biggest piece of advice is to play around with it until you find a style that works for you. That's it for now, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.